Okay, we're recording. So,
Hi.
hey everybody. We decided, since we have so many friends and we run this amazing jewelry business, that we would tell you a little bit more about us. We have a pretty fairy taleistic, if you will, way we came together. We love the story of us. So we always talk about it on our live shows and everything. And we just think like you guys need a little bit of a background to know exactly how this whole should be,
Happened.
how did we become Chris and Kristen? So we do this thing where I started this and then it became an us thing. I have this giant box. It started out as a shoebox.
We do a thing.
And all the sentimental things, mementos, stuff like that would be put in the shoebox. Well, the shoebox grew and is currently now a giant storage box. It has grown and grown over the years, and actually that box does not hold everything. Some of the stuff has been dispersed throughout our home. Anything you see on a wall or a shelf has a story, it has a meaning. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through this entire box with you. We're going to talk a little bit first. We're going to go through the entire box with you, and we're going to tell you the story about that item.
And mind you, we have not been through this box in many, many years. It is like we've added to it, but we haven't like gone back through it, which is probably something we should do on a yearly basis. But
Yeah.
so this is going to be kind of fresh for all of us.
Yes. So I'm going to start with the items I grabbed from around the house first. So the first thing I have, this is on our shelf in our living room. I bought this picture frame where Christmas tree shops, or I don't remember where I got the frame, but all over it says, "What a night, great times, wow, let the good times roll, fun." This is a picture of us at the Taj Mahal in Atlantic City. This was my first trip to Atlantic City. My husband took me. We were there in the summer.
Summer of
2009, 2010. This was,
I
no,
think it's 2010.
this was 2009. I remember.
It's also when I had longer hair because
Yes.
I always wore a hat because my hair was just always a mess.
Right. And we stayed, what's the name of that place? The Irish Pub. So if you've ever stayed at the Irish Pub in Atlantic City, it's not what they advertise.
European style hotel, which basically means you get a room and a dresser and a little dish to put water in.
Okay.
Shared bathroom, shared shower,
It's like
everything.
shared, the whole floor shares it.
No air conditioning.
No air conditioning.
Midsummer.
It's like dorm room in a bad college. I had no idea. He had no idea. But it was the cheapest place we could find to stay because everything else was like $700 a night.
$25 a night or something like that.
Yeah, it was like $25 a night. And all we needed, we were drunk. We just needed a place to crash. Best fish and chips you'll ever eat.
Oh.
Yeah, buddy.
Fish and chips there. Oh my God, that was to die for.
And like they stayed open, their kitchen stayed open till like 3 in the morning. The bar was open. Like it was like hole in the wall.
And it was on the boardwalk. It was
And
on the beach.
That's what got us, because it was on the boardwalk. Apparently they're really popular for drinks and food, but don't stay there. Don't spend the night there. We learned the hard way. But you know what? All in all, it was $25 for a bed to crash in. We didn't need a shower or anything, so we were good.
We were all kinds of tight on budget money.
Yeah,
back then.
listen, we were poor. We're not really not poor anymore, but we're not stay at the Irish Pub in AC poor anymore.
We're in Atlantic City and we were there for the beach. We weren't even there to gamble.
Right, and we walked along the beach at night. We did the boardwalk. We saw a bunch of stuff. Like, we just went around, and this is the night we saw the guy in the motorcycle in the cage.
Oh, he was doing the cage. Yeah. They had a.
You can ignore the dust because, listen, we have 5 kids, 2 full-time jobs. We don't always have time to dust, so we're very realistic. This picture was also taken in Atlantic City.
That's awfully dusty.
I know.
Yeah, that was underneath the mall pier.
So this was the first time we ever went to Atlantic City. That previous picture was the time when we went back, just the two of us. This was either before or after, I can't remember now. So this is when we took all of our kids, and actually our children took this picture when we were on the boardwalk under the mall, like you said. This was us on the beach. This was ancient times ago. So not too long ago. Was this Christmas or anniversary?
No, the picture wasn't anniversary.
No, the frame.
The frame was anniversary.
So one of our anniversaries, he got me this picture frame. Now, I have to explain what the frame means. Do you want to grab the necklace? Now a story leads to a story, and we're going to go to another item. So this frame is a heart, and it's got a little bit of bling over here. And then this here is a description.
Leads to which story, which necklace? Because we have...
No, the original New York City necklace. So the description here, it's like inscribed or whatever. It says, February 2nd, 2007, we lived one of the best how did we meet stories ever. So we're going to go into that story. We close the bathroom door, please.
Oh.
We're going to go into that story here in a minute, but this sits on a shelf in our living room behind our love seat. This is one of my favorite pictures, and I'm pretty sure I cried when he gave me this picture frame. It is my absolute favorite. One of my absolute favorites, and we absolutely do have one of the greatest how did we meet stories. So, and February 2nd, 2007 is not the day we actually first encountered each other. So we're going to have to tell the story. I'm going to let you do this.
It was October-ish,
Ish.
2006 that we first began talking to each other and getting to know each other. And
so how
friends.
that came about is I'm from Alton, Illinois, and we both work for a company called American Water. It might be named different things in your states if you're familiar with it. I worked in our customer service center, which was based out of Alton, Illinois. And he worked in the same position he's at now, in the same location he's at now. He was a nighttime, emergency responder type person for Hillsborough, New Jersey, which he still is. He covers a pretty large territory. So I actually worked in our emergency dispatch, time sensitive department at the time, and I worked a similar shift as him. So it ended up that I did a lot of his dispatching and work management and such the same times he was on. So just along with a lot of other people across the country, you work with somebody day in, day out, you start to get to know them, you get friendly, you get this and that. So nothing out of the ordinary, but we had a connection from the start. I actually, the first time I spoke to him, he had called, the first time I remember speaking to him, because New Jersey really never had problems or called. He had called in and let me know that he forgot his work phone and to call him on his personal cell phone if there was any emergencies.
Legit. I forgot my work phone.
He still does it to this day. And if you work with us, you know he still does it to this day.
Yeah, but now I'm 2 miles from the office, so I can just stop back and grab it.
Back then, yes.
Back
so
then it was like an hour and a half.
At this moment in time, I'm married and living in Godfrey, 2 kids. He's married and living in New Jersey, 2 kids. We were in terrible marriages at the time, but we were still, going whatever. And so he calls that night and tells me that he forgot his phone and gave me his personal cell phone. I was like, ooh, fancy. And that's the first time I remember speaking to him, and I was curious. At first I thought he was a 45-year-old, old guy, because he still talked to him on the phone. He sounds, if you didn't see his face, he sounds like an older gentleman. He just did. So that's when I started thinking, well, what does this guy look like? Who is this guy? You know, started having like questions.
Yeah, everybody takes note of how professionally I answer the phone.
Yes.
Whereas everybody else, you know, answers the phone going, "What do you want?" or "Hey, what's up?" I actually like, "Good evening," you know.
He does.
So and so company. How may I help you?
So things went back and forth, and we started calling each other for work-related stuff, and we started sharing jokes and being a little bit more
I
friendly.
think we first really started talking when Casey got fired
She didn't get fired; she quit.
or quit. It was like one day she was
So,
there,
yeah.
one day she wasn't, and that's what sparked like.
So
email
no, well,
conversations
so
and-
my friend Casey, we came up together in the same training, same everything. So she actually, we used to hang out and whatnot, and she actually made a comment to him on the phone one night and was like, you know, Kristen thinks you're interesting or funny or whatever. And he's like, oh, does she really?
She
So-
likes you.
Yeah. So then he calls me, we're talking, and we went back and forth, bantering back and forth, and this is back in the MySpace time. So I gave him my MySpace.
MySpace. Oh my God.
I know.
And I will have you know that I knew nothing about HTML or code or anything, and I learned that overnight just so I could make an impressive MySpace page just for you to see. That was all for you.
Yes. So I gave him my MySpace page, and
And this was before YouTube instructions on anything.
right. So what happened was one night he had an emergency to go to, and we were both working till like 5 o'clock in the morning. And I knew that he lived far away from where he worked. It was like a 2-hour drive for him. So I said, if you feel sleepy and you need someone to talk to on the way home, here's my phone number. Call me, and I will hang out with you to make sure you get home safe.
Score.
So that was me making my move, but at the same time I really did care, and I really was concerned about him being able to make it home, because I think it was like cold and wintry at the time. So yeah, that was that. And then we really started just talking, and that's when we knew we had a connection. Like, was it me that called you first or you that called me first?
On personal phones, I'm not sure, but I do know that I was the one that called you just to talk while you were.
Oh,
there.
I remember what it was. We started texting each other on the personal phones because my boss at the time we were getting in trouble for being too talking on the phone too long, because we had requirements, like we were doing personal business, you know,
and we were also text messaging.
back and forth over the phone, and then I think we started talking to each other when I was on breaks and stuff. And
I remember it was dead one night, and I called. That's the day that Casey told me that
Yeah.
he liked me. But then we started having riddle contests.
yeah, we started just passing the time away at work by like sending each other riddles and just fun things to, you know, because when you're sitting there and you're just waiting for things to roll in, it can sometimes get a little monotonous and boring. So it was all in good fun, you know.
I'll take what are boring conversations for 400, Alex.
We played Jeopardy, movie quotes, stuff like that. Tons and tons and tons of just a lot of laughs, a lot of fun. And then at some point in time we exchanged photographs. And somewhere I had, for a long time, I had all that stuff, all our conversations, everything.
Oh, I can tell you where they are. They're on the phones in there.
Yeah, no, I had them on my work computer at one point in time. And what happened was, when I changed jobs at one point, they gave me a new computer, or some point they gave me a new computer, and it wiped everything. And I lost all work-related stuff. I lost everything on that computer. It was all gone. And I was really heartbroken. I still remember the photograph you sent me. I still remember everything. It'll never get out of my mind.
Still have that, the one by me standing by my truck next to the 60-inch pipe or something?
No, that one. I'm talking about the other one of you standing in the living room in front of the blanket tapestry and the couch, and you're all black.
I think I still have this one somewhere.
So, yes. Yeah, so we were so young compared to now. Now we're not old, but we're not young. But
Still hot for each other, though.
So anyway, we start talking back and forth and this and that, and there was a connection, and we both knew that there was a connection. Like, he felt like home. Never, I was never uncomfortable around him. Like, I was okay talking about anything. You know, we were just, it was like he was my best friend. Very understanding, very nice to talk to, and he just got me in a way that no one else has ever been able to get me. If you know what I mean by that, like, sometimes you just connect with people on a level that you'll never connect with anyone else. Some people refer to it as soulmates. It could be your best friend, it could be your boyfriend, it could be your neighbor, doesn't matter. Sometimes you just have a connection with people, and we have that.
I started sending her, we started sending each other good morning texts and talking
Yes.
in the mornings.
Good morning, bright eyes.
Good morning, bright eyes.
He used to send me that text message, and I swear to God it would make me melt every day. So
It was good morning, sunshine, and good morning, bright eyes.
it was good morning, bright eyes. Now, mind you, this is back in the days of Nextel and flip phones. Okay.
Yeah, like T9 texting.
And as a matter of fact, we were talking so often, I actually had to switch phone plans.
Unlimited plan, I remember.
Yes.
Oh, I remember that.
Not only that, but I actually got a new cell phone number and plan and everything so that I could talk to you for free after 7 p.m. Remember, nights and weekends?
Yes.
So,
Free
yeah.
nights and weekends.
There's that. And then we just, like I said, best friend. And then a job opportunity came open in January, February-ish of 2007. And it was a job at our coordination center for the company for the region in Pennsylvania, in Wilkes-Barre. And so this job came open, and I was talking to him back and forth, and I was talking to my husband at the time, and I was like, is this something I should do? Should I apply for this job? Like, what kind of a shot do I have? I live so far away. I didn't have any faith in myself, but he had a lot of faith in me, and a lot of people I worked with had a lot of faith in me. And so I applied, and I said, you know what the heck? Worst thing they can do is not interview me or tell me no, right? So I was offered the position. But I know now what I didn't know then. So I moved from Alton, Illinois to Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. I came up here February 14th-ish, 15th-ish, to do a house hunting trip. I found an apartment and everything.
Oh, we gotta back up just a little bit. It's February 2nd.
Oh, yeah, okay, wait, yeah, so.
She had come out because her sister wanted to go to New York. Was
No.
her 18th birthday?
No, she didn't want to. So, I only have one sister, and I've always held her very close and in a very high regard. And she was turning 18 at the time, January 30th, and I wanted to do something really, really big for her. So I paid and bought for hotel and airfare and everything, round trip, for us to go to New York City. And I'd never been, and I wanted to do something really, really big. So it was, I booked us a trip to New York City for her birthday. And yeah, it was, I don't think she cares much for New York City, by the way. We had a great trip.
She enjoyed it very much the second time around.
We had a great trip. We stayed in Manhattan. We stayed very close to Times Square.
Wellington.
The Wellington was the hotel, and at the time they were filming I Am Legend. And our hotel is actually in the movie, by the way. And we got to see the sets and everything as we took the bus tour. It actually was a really nice and amazing trip, but God, it was cold. So he knew that we were going to be in Manhattan, so he and his friend came over, and we decided we were going to meet in person for the first time, and we were going to go to the Hard Rock. So this was on February 2nd. He came over, and we just really wanted to see like a face-to-face contact. We wanted to see each other in person. And it was an amazing day. I don't want to go into too terribly much detail, but we met in person at Hard Rock. We had lunch. We fought over who was paying and the receipt.
We didn't fight. We wrestled over who was going to pay the receipt.
We did. We even ripped the receipt. And somebody had the receipt for the longest time, and somehow it's gotten lost over the years.
Might be in the
So,
box.
I just want to show you guys this necklace and explain this. So, we were in a bar.
Oh, okay.
My sister had gone back to the hotel because whatever. She was wham, miserable, blah, blah, blah.
And guess which bar we decided to go to? Now, this was the last bar that we went to. We
Yes.
bar hopped one or two places, but guess what bar we wound up at?
The Irish Pub. If you are ever near 52nd Street in Broadway, right? No.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah.
If you're
Whatever one the Wellington is on. We're on
yeah, if you're on your way to Times Square and you go to 52nd Street, you'll walk right past this black building with red
big
trim,
red trim, yeah.
and it says the Irish Pub. This is the bar we were in. It's still there. We were just there a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So we're having drinks. So we're at the bar. We're having a good time. We're laughing. We're talking.
And Joey had gone out to smoke a cigar or something.
Yes. So it's just us. And I'm drunk, you know, whatever. And I think he's buzzed. So he had given my sister a gift. He had given her the movie Saw because she was into it or whatever. And he gave me a jacket.
A Snickers bar and a jacket.
Yeah, a Snickers bar and a jacket. And it got a little serious for a minute. Like I said, our marriages were failing and this and that, and there was a connection. And look, we didn't deny it, but we didn't act on it either. So he takes my hand and he opens my palm and he puts this necklace into it. Just like this. And he closes it and he tells me that I have his heart. And I cried because it was just very emotional and super sweet. Had nothing to do with me drinking because I would have cried sober. And this is the exact necklace, same charm, same chain, same everything.
Now, mind you, there's another funny story revolving around
Yes.
this.
So I've had this. This is like a $12 necklace from like Walmart, you guys. It's not fantastic. But it is a heart and only one half has bling identical to this picture frame. So you can imagine why I cried when I saw the picture frame, right? So I've had this necklace since February 2nd, 2007. I used to wear it on a daily basis. I used to never, ever, 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 ever take it off. Not even in the shower or the pool or anything, guys.
I used to get hardly upset if I took it off.
Yes. So one day I took the necklace off for some reason and I thought I lost it. And I freaked out.
Devastated.
So he found me another necklace with a different chain and a different charm and everything and replaced it. And
No. Same. Yeah, I searched and searched.
right,
and
but
searched.
it was a replacement. So I actually have two necklaces these days, but
I got.
it ended up that I didn't actually lose the necklace. I just misplaced it in where I thought I had left it.
Yeah, you think she's.
So now he got me this one in lieu so I could wear a necklace. So I don't actually ever wear the original necklace anymore. I am fearful that I will lose it because it's very special. Like very, very, very special. Like I would die if I lost it. So the charm is identical.
Took me forever to find it.
And look, they're not even identical. They're
No,
slightly
that one's
off.
a little bigger.
So yeah, it's a little off. So I keep this one in my jewelry box with me all the time. I'll probably be buried in it. But this is the replacement that sometimes you'll see me wear. And that's why I wear that necklace. It's very, very special because it was a gift to me on the day we met. And he told me that it had his heart and blah, blah, blah. So not to get into too many details.
Emotional stuff.
Yeah, not to get into too many details. But It was an extremely fabulous night. We had tons and tons of fun, and if we are ever over or around, we would be glad to tell you all the rest of the details of that night. But we're gonna skip
Lots
that for
of
this.
fun details.
We're gonna skip the rest for the sake of the video.
Are we running in chronological, or are we just going to grab random
No.
stuff at this point?
So, yeah, the other things, these are on our shelf in our house. Because we work for the water company, we have a little bride and groom duck. I picked these up, I forget where, at some store, I think Hallmark or something, along the way. And this was before we decided to get married. I just saw them and had to have them. And I was like,
if we get married, these have got to be our cake
yeah,
mix.
I was like, we need these. We need these. I don't know if they just had to happen. So we picked them up. So these are actually on the shelf along with our pictures
Now,
and stuff.
Little explanation, the duck is the water company mascot.
Yes.
His name is Puddles, I call him Drips.
So because the duck is our company mascot and that's where we worked, it was just very fitting.
And how we met, and has intertwined in our life ever since.
Yes, so we had to have ducks. The other thing I have here is a horseshoe. So
Knobles.
back when our company used to do company picnics for local people, we went to a place called Knobles. It's in Elysburg, Pennsylvania. And they have this, it's a great place, by the way, you should go if you've never been. So they have a blacksmith area, and we had the blacksmith make us a horseshoe, and it's stamped with the date, July 23rd, 2011. And the reason we picked the horseshoe is because he calls me his Lucky. So much so that I actually tattooed the word Lucky with the Jersey Devil as the Y tail on my wrist. And I got that tattoo in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Actually, no, it's Kingston, Pennsylvania.
I remember I went with you
Yes,
when you got the tattoo.
you did.
And
So
I was like, well, you're not tattooing my name, but that's awfully close enough.
I will not tattoo a name on my body. I refuse to do that. I have no one's name tattooed on my body.
I was shocked you got even that close.
But this was a little risque for me because of what it means, and yes. So I do have. That's why I have the Lucky tattoo with the Jersey Devil Y.
I am stamped into your life.
Yes, you are. So we're gonna start pulling some stuff. But this is from the New York. No, this is from the Boston trip.
That is Boston.
Okay, so I don't know.
I know there's a couple things from
Okay.
you in there.
So there's a lot of stuff. So we went to Boston. That was one of our first trips together. There's actually a photo album on my wall of all about Boston. So this was all of the, I guess, literature we picked up. Boston tours, free map. I don't even know what this is all about.
Well, there's an old water bill.
This is not a water bill.
What is that?
This is a retirement statement from American Water from June of 2013. Tells me my date. This is the date I became vested in the company. Why is this in our You and Me box?
Honestly, I don't remember.
I think this bag might just be some other stuff that we threw in. So, yeah, this is from the pension plan and everything, and 401k and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, I remember this. I had this card specially made because this was a Mother's Day card, and this photo of all the children looking over the bridge was one of her favorite photos of all the children.
Yes, and I remember I took that picture when we went on our first camping trip. The raccoon story happened at this camping trip.
Yes, that was the raccoon story camping trip.
If you don't know the raccoon story, you'll have to catch that one
You'll have to
later.
watch the lives because she mentions it all the time in the lives.
Yeah, and this is a letter from the kids' daycare. Oh, this is a statement. This can go in the garbage.
Blockbuster card. Now there's a fossil.
Yeah, this needs to go in our cards. Blockbuster membership card for you? Wow. So this is a happy birthday card from Flowers that my in-laws got me, which would be his, well, they weren't my in-laws at the time, but his parents had gotten me birthday flowers, and this is the card from those birthday flowers. So I still have that. What's that?
This is a Valentine's Day note to you. It says, Lucky, Valentine's Day isn't about gifts. So
We were poor, remember?
before you dig into this triple layer raspberry chocolate mousse cake, come upstairs for your real gift.
Yes. Because he's so sweet like that. I've got, oh, this is when, okay, so
Town.
once upon a time, a few years back, I traveled back home for Christmas. And we were not doing very well in our relationship. We lived in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania at the time. And we were fighting back and forth. And like, it was like, I was ready to leave him. Like, I was really ready to leave him. And I left and I told him, I said, look, we got to take some kind of a break. We need to not communicate with each other. We need to take some time to reflect. I'm going back home with my kids for the holidays. We need to just do this. Well, he got some severe anxiety.
The worst week.
He didn't eat. He
2 weeks
lost
of
like 15 pounds that week. He went crazy, cleaned the whole house. He was like trying to do anything and everything to make me happy. And he's like, he called me on the phone. And even though I said no contact, he's like, I know you said no contact, but he's like, I can't live like this. He's like, I'm going crazy. He's like, I can't lose you. This can't happen. I've been doing nothing but thinking. I haven't slept. I haven't ate. He's like, I've done this wrong, And he started to come around. He's like, I don't know what we're going to do, but we can't separate. We can't not be together. We cannot not be us. So I said, well, I agree. I don't want to break up. I don't want to be apart. I don't want to do any of this. But, you're there. I'm here. And what are we going to do? So I was already leaving to come back home, and I was driving. So there was not enough time for him to catch a flight and come back to Illinois and spend any time with me. So what we did is this plane ticket is from Allentown, Pennsylvania to Dulles Airport in Washington. We spent $165 to fly him to Pittsburgh, and I drove to the airport 45 minutes out of my way.
Yeah, she was on her way back from Illinois.
So I drove out of my way by like an hour to go to the airport to pick him up so that he could finish driving home with me. That is how much we love each other. Like, we really can't be separated. So this was his first time flying by himself. He went to Washington Dulles, and he called me. He was like, I just had a cheeseburger and a beer in the airport. It was pretty good. And he was starting to calm down and feel relaxed.
This is memories right here. Okay, so another tangent. I always used to, whenever we would drive and meet each other halfway, or she would come to, here and meet me up, just so we could spend a few minutes together, because we lived so far away.
Yeah. Now, mind you, I lived in Wilkes-Barre, which was like 2 hours away from where he works. But I used to drive over and see him for his breaks and stuff.
This is like before we were like officially together. We would still see each other like crazy, and I used to always. She would never accept money from me for gas or any kind of financial help or anything like that.
Stubborn.
She wanted to be 100% independent. So I would always nonchalantly slip money into her pockets.
And I don't know how, because I was pretty noticeable. I noticed everything.
And she would find it like on the way home or
in my console.
And yeah, she would just like find money. Like, did you give me $20? And I was like, yeah, gotcha.
Because sometimes I would bring him food or this or that and things,
she was always there to take care of me. So this was a little note that I slipped in her pocket, and it was on one of those particular times where she didn't need any money. She had a full tank of gas. She was good to go. So it says, "Ha, you thought this was money, huh? LOL. No, it's just a note saying I love you."
And I've saved it.
That's the kind of stuff that's in our You and Me box.
Yes. All right, what's next? So this is a note. I don't actually remember the particular moment for this, but it's from him to me, and it says, "Smile for me, ? Because there's nothing more beautiful to me in this world than you when you're smiling. I love you."
That was a note I left in your car before you went to work in the morning one day.
Okay. I was probably having a really shitty time. So this is a card From him to me. I don't remember what this was for. Things haven't been going very smoothly between us lately, and the reason it isn't really as important as what we can do to make things better. I love you, and that's a fact. You mean the world to me, and I believe that together we can figure out how to get things back the way they used to be between us. There's nothing that can get in the way of our love for each other. All we have to do is hang on and work our way through this. It won't be easy, but I know it'll be worth it.
That must have been sometime in 2012.
Probably. And I promise to do my part because I do love you with all my heart. And then there's a personal inscription here. I know we love each other enough to get us through this. I'm sorry for not calling you to come over yesterday. I really did want your time with me.
Time with me.
He has terrible handwriting. He really does have terrible handwriting. I should have asked you to come. All I want is for you to be happy. I love you. So he probably, it sounds like he left me out of something and I was all pissed off about it. So he,
not hard to do.
Yes. And then this is all kid stuff. Oh, not this.
Oh yeah. Oh.
You gotta do that one.
So I'm very big on making just about everything. I don't really...
it's because this is all from my birthday stuff. Oh, and
that, I remember you told me that you liked unique wrapping paper. You liked comic book wrapping paper or nothing that is actually wrapping paper. She likes like Sunday Funnies or...
So he wrapped my gift in aluminum foil and I've saved it. This was my birthday present wrapping paper.
So I hate store-bought things. I don't feel that they have very much... From me, I feel like they don't have very much value if they're just bought and given. I like to hand make things that I give away. So here was my attempt at a very unique birthday card. She loves animal print, zebra print being among the best.
So this was my handmade card. It says happy birthday in silver glitter.
Sparkly.
Because I love anything that's sparkly. You all know I love bling.
It's big, gaudy, and sparkly. She's all over it.
Yes, and inside it's written in the same silver metallic pen. It says to my Lucky, and it mirrors my tattoo. The Lucky is written just like my tattoo.
I remember you were sleeping when I wrote that, and I had to like have your like wrist out, and like I'm sitting there like trying to copy it.
I am so lucky to have you in my life. Of all the special events that brought you into my life, your birthday is the most important. I love you always. And it's like cardboard that's taped together with blue painter's tape inside, and then the fabric and everything is all glued down.
And it's fuzzy.
It's fuzzy.
It's fuzzy.
So all of those things, yes, I love. What's this?
That's empty. I don't know what was in that. I can't remember.
This is my K Jewelers. This was the necklace.
That was the necklace from the kids.
This was a Christmas present that he got me from K Jewelers. It's a zebra print blinged locket with a picture of all of our kids except Asher because he didn't exist at the time.
Yeah, this was before paparazzi came into it.
Yes.
I can't even get her jewelry anymore.
And we had agreed. We always used to agree to not get each other gifts, and we get each other gifts anyway every year. And he was like, it was on sale. It was a thing. The kids, we were walking in the mall looking for you. They really wanted to get this for you. He's like, so I just spent the money and we got it. So that would be this locket right here. I do not wear this locket often. It is very special. But as you can see, it's a little tarnished, but it's leopard print. It's black and white and it's all bling. I don't know if you can zoom in on that. And then it opens up, fingernails. It opens up, yeah, if you don't mind. And it's got a picture of all the kids and it's teeny tiny and he got it in there somehow.
Yeah, getting the pictures. There was a picture of me and a picture of the children.
Yes. So this side is just Chris and this side is our kids.
And it's so tiny you can't even see it.
Yeah, and the pictures actually, they're fading. They're like sepia now. All the color's fading out of them. But he cut them in the exact shape, and I don't know if he glued them in or what, but there's that. So what's next? I'm excited. Why do we have that in there?
We have all of the cell phones we have ever had because...
And the chargers!
Alright, so let's start off with...
Guys!
The Nokia, the Nextel.
Okay.
This one was actually Jessica's.
This one was the second one. So this was the Motorola phone. You guys remember the Motorola, the single, it's not a flip phone, T9 texting. We have this, we used to text each other. I think this was my phone at the time. I can't remember. And then this is the Nextel phone. And this was not my first Nextel. This was my second Nextel. I remember because it's the purple
I
one.
think we still got the first one somewhere in here.
Yeah. And just so you know, we have all the chargers to all the different phones, so we can plug them in and look.
This was before micro USB,
Yes,
universal,
they're all different.
Everything.
So we could plug them in and look at the phones, and
Now,
then whoa. So this is this is the slider Motorola. You guys remember the sliders came out? We have everything because the text messages are still on here.
Now, I gotta show you, this was innovative at the time, and I remember when I gave this
Helio.
Helio is the coolest company, and this was
I love this phone. I would still use this phone now.
This was when 3G, and we both got one. This was when 3G was the fastest speed, and before you could really download video or anything.
And look,
like
you
that.
gave me this, and it says my name in beads, and it hangs off of here.
So I remember she was telling me that she was gonna go
But
to.
check out this phone. It slides that way, or it slides up. So you can go up and down, or you can go side to side. This was the coolest phone at the time.
This was the coolest phone at the time. But I remember you telling me that you were taking a train ride back to Illinois.
Yeah, this was my first. This was my HTC Verizon.
That was our first Android.
This was my first Android phone.
But you were telling me how.
Oh, this is definitely your phone.
Yeah, I think both of these were because
Yes.
one of them died and I got
Yes.
the other one. But so the story is that she was going to be going back to Illinois, and it was going to be a horribly long train ride and 6-hour layovers in Chicago and where else there was like another layover, whatever, where you were just going to be pretty much sitting by yourself doing nothing.
Look, this phone has a pull-up antenna. I'm not to sidetrack, but
Oh, you forget the cool feature about this phone.
yeah, it had the kick flip.
The button flip open. It's not even able to do it anymore.
I know, it's old.
So, I got 2 of these phones, and I remember I couldn't change your number. All I did was get you the phone, and you had to activate it. And it was a nightmare activating because they couldn't port your number.
Right, without my password.
Right.
And
So eventually I think
look,
you had to
this
get a whole
is,
new
and
number.
yeah, we have everything in here. USB cables and everything to
And
transfer
this was like the
files.
first phone where it was like you could get on the
Internet.
you could watch videos.
It was my first smartphone, was
Java.
the Helio Ocean. That's the name of the phone.
This was the first phone I remember that had apps.
Yes.
They were Java apps, but they were apps. Okay, this was like before iPhone and before Android were even a thing. This was like the first phone that had like apps that you could use.
And the phone
in,
was like
games.
$230 or something. It was
It
expensive.
was crazy, but it was 3G. It was like the coolest, hottest thing. And I remember, you were sitting at the train station going, "I'm so glad you got me this phone.
Right.
I would be so bored without it."
These are my birthday balloons. No,
Those?
anniversary balloons.
I was gonna say, I was
Look.
pretty sure this one.
This one is Valentine's Day because this is heart, and this says "Good Together" and it's peanut butter and jelly, and this one is the zebra print.
No,
and it says, "I love you."
You know what these were from?
No.
These were from your birthday when I did the Cheshire Cat.
Yes, the Cheshire. Okay, so
or
we
was
have.
that? No, I'm sorry. That was the big round zebra print.
Yeah. So we'll tell that story though. Oh look, more wrapping paper from birthday gifts.
Yeah, I think that was all. So this was a something sparkly.
This was an anniversary gift, and I remember this. So the box came to me like this. It's a little zebra printing, and it's got a little silver card with hearts on it. And it says, "I remember this day. The first time my eyes fell upon you. The first time my fingers caressed your soft skin.
Yeah.
The first time our lips touched and became a kiss. We lost ourselves in. The first time I held you in my arms and felt your body against mine, I love you, Lucky. And then you open it, it says something sparkly. And then it's filled with all these cotton balls, and it was handmade jewelry that he had made me. I still have it. It's in my jewelry box. I don't wear it because I lost one of the earrings. I did find it. I dug through feet of snow to find this thing.
Oh, is it the purple one?
Yeah. It was the purple, and then it had the silver chain link one. So because something happened to it, he made me another one, but then I eventually found it. I had driven over it. It got ruined, but this was the packaging, and it was handmade jewelry for me, and I still have it all.
She taught me to hand make jewelry, and I took off with it.
So the balloons and the story about, yes, more birthday wrapping paper. I don't know why I saved all that aluminum foil. One would have done. So anyway, the birthday story. So I guess this is my parents. My birthday was always a special day. It was always my day. I got to do whatever I wanted to. I got to eat what, it was like I was queen for the day on my birthday. So my birthday I've always held in a very special regard. Like it's my day. So when I moved out here, I wanted that same thing. It was like the one day I looked forward to. Everybody was supposed to come out and celebrate me, and it was supposed to be all about me that day. Well, guess what? That is not the way things have been since I moved away from Illinois. My birthdays are terrible, horrible, to the point where I don't wish to celebrate them anymore at all because they're nothing but a complete and utter disappointment. Nothing goes according to plan. People don't treat me like I'm queen for the day like they did back home. It is just not the same in any way, shape, or form. And I really get pissed off about it, to tell you the truth. So it got to the point where I told him, oh, my 30th birthday. It was supposed to be, it's a milestone birthday. And I was away from all of my family and friends. And I just wanted the day to be special. And it did not go according to plan. Nothing I wanted happened. We ended up doing everything everybody else wanted, and it was miserable. Absolutely miserable, and I was just pissed off, to tell you the truth. I will tell you my 40th birthday will not be here. It will be back home, and it's going to be a fantastic shindig, and we're all going to have a kick-ass time, and I'm going to be in charge of it, and it's going to go beautifully. You're not allowed to interfere. So the following year, my birthday was coming up, and I told him, don't do anything. Pretend it doesn't exist.
You are not allowed to celebrate my birthday, period.
Yep. And I said, you're not allowed to even tell me happy birthday. Nothing. I don't want to hear a word out of you. Because I was so disgusted. So every year, traditionally, he takes the day off, my birthday off, to spend with me, which is nice. And I appreciate it. But this year, he was told, you're not allowed to do anything on my birthday. And he's like thinking and thinking and thinking. And I guess he takes a page out of my book because I'm the loophole queen.
She's the loophole queen.
So the day before my birthday, I come home.
We got to start off because I remember you were feeling kind of remorseful. You were texting me earlier that day saying,
I thought I was too harsh on him and too mean.
I kind of wish that I hadn't told you that. I guess you're not going to celebrate my birthday now.
So secretly, as a woman, you can relate to me. When you tell your man, don't do this, don't do that because you're so emotional, secretly you hope he's going to swoop in like Superman and save the day, right? Because that's kind of what I was feeling at the moment. I was like, you know what? I'm just vomiting anger at you, but I really want you to be my savior and be my hero and make everything better.
So she's sitting there texting me, going, I guess you're really, my birthday's tomorrow. I guess you're not going to celebrate it. I guess I screwed that up, and feeling kind of remorseful about it. And I'm like, yeah. And secretly,
here I am freaking out. He's actually listening to me.
I had already had her unbirthday party because you still are a very big Alice in Wonderland.
So in Alice in Wonderland, they have, the thing where have Mary very merry unbirthday to you when she comes up on the tea party with the Mad Hatter. And Cheshire Cat and Mad Hatter are some of my favorite characters in that story. So he threw me a very merry unbirthday.
So she comes home, and I had made sure I'd parked my car around the street so that she couldn't see it. And she's sitting there calling me on the phone, because usually at that point I'm on my way into work. And, you know, she always calls me when she gets out of work, and we talk on the phone until I got in and whatever. And so she's on the phone with me. Meanwhile, I have a Cheshire Cat cheesecake.
I still have a picture of it somewhere.
Cheshire Cat cheesecake made with presents, candles, all that stuff. And I had that scene from Alice in Wonderland set up on the TV, just paused, waiting for her to walk through the door. And then she gets to the door and she's like, wait a sec, are you home? And she walks through the door and I hit play and she walks in. It was a very beautiful scene. It was very beautiful, very emotional.
Yes, it was. I cried. So what's in this box?
Oh no, we got to do this first.
What is that?
This
receipt.
Was my first experience with imitation cracker pizza.
You saved this?
Unreal.
No. Okay. So we went back.
Horrible attempt.
Shush. We went back to Illinois, and I decided that I wanted to take him into St. Louis.
That was the St. Louis one, yeah.
I wanted to take him into St. Louis, okay, because that's the big city near where I'm from. And I took him to like U City. I took him by the Loop. I took him to Union Station. I took him to a bunch of places. So we stopped, and I told him we have to get Emos. You have to have toasted ravioli, T-Ravs, and you got to have St. Louis style pizza. And you got to check it out because they sell beer here. So we go into Emos and we order, and they serve, and he's like,
"What is this?
So when's the pizza coming?" And I was like, "That is the pizza." He's like, "No, this is an appetizer.
This is crackers and squeezed cheese. What is this?"
So we actually, it's on the receipt. This was, I don't see the location on here, but it was
peppers, black olives, and pepperoni.
green peppers, black olives, and pepperoni. Small Diet Pepsi, probably me, and small Mountain Dew, no ice. That was definitely you.
Yeah.
$16.63.
On 8/21/2008.
So 2008 was his first trip to St. Louis, and he saved the receipt. He calls it cracker pizza hors d'oeuvres. I always joke that I'm gonna have it like shipped here because they'll like 2 days ship it in a special container, and I'm gonna take it into work so everybody can try Provel cheese and St. Louis style pizza. He's like, don't do that. He's
Provel is a made up cheese.
It is. They know. He's like, no. He's like, you can't do that here in New Jersey. He goes, they will make fun of you forever.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it one day. Oh look, these are all. Seriously, what's this?
That is a.
Oh, these are more chargers.
I was gonna say a lot of that is.
This is all the iPod stuff you gave me. This was my very first Christmas present from him.
Yes, I sent her an iPod.
Full of pictures, music, and movies.
Anybody remember an iPod? Yeah, I guess. Remember what movie it had on it?
The iPod.
Remember what movie it had?
I don't.
Gone in 60
Seconds. I just remembered.
I pre-downloaded Gone in 60 Seconds for you.
And there's like all kinds of. He sent me. This was.
Yeah,
my
this
first,
was the whole box I sent you, full of like accessories and everything.
So this was my Christmas present from him, and that same year I got him a handheld
PSP.
Yeah, PSP, which he still has.
I still have it. Here's the original box the Ocean came in.
This is our Helio box that the phone came in, yes. My license. So these are all my license plates from the states I lived in.
If you're associated with the Department of Motor Vehicle, look away.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to destroy these.
We were supposed to hand them in years ago.
So these were my Illinois license plates the day I left in March of 2007. The sticker expires May of 2011. Fun fact, I actually would drive back and forth to Illinois for a while, kept my plates, and would do my emissions when I drove back for summer break, even though I lived in Pennsylvania, because I wasn't quite sure it was going to stick. And I still did own property in Illinois. I was still legal. These were my Pennsylvania license plates. These expired in 2013. These were on my car till I moved to New Jersey. After I moved to New Jersey, these were my license plates on my vehicle until we bought vehicles together and we had to get new registration.
Right.
So I've saved all of them because they are special to me. Yes.
And that's the box. Back when cell phones came in nice boxes.
Why did we save the box?
You saved the box. That was your box. You saved the boxes for everything.
I do save the boxes for everything.
Because look, it came in
I mean,
such
it is
a
nice box.
Came in such
Oh,
a
look,
nice
I still
box.
have-
Yeah, there's the adapter.
It is a nice box, but it's not necessary to keep.
Well, this was definitely necessary to keep.
Oh.
So,
This is a napkin, and it's got a little drawing from him, and it says Chris and Kristen, Rising Star Comedy Club, May 3rd, 2008. Now you have to tell the story about you smoking a cigarette with dude and him making fun of us all fucking night long.
so we go to this comedy club.
It's called Catch a Rising Star.
It's in West Windsor, Princeton, New Jersey, that area. I think they consider it
It's Princeton.
Junction.
It's Princeton.
So it's at the Hyatt Hotel. So we go there, and it's tiny little venue, tiny little room, and there's no smoking inside because
This is back when we smoked.
Yeah, at this point, Jersey has done away with indoor smoking anywhere, and I go outside and I'm having a cigarette and I'm talking to a dude, and he's just shooting stuff with me, and I'm telling him about her and
how we met and everything we're telling you now.
Little did I know.
But in detail, in a lot of detail.
Little did I know, he's the comedian. And we're right up front. We are sitting literally right up front at the stage. So what do comedians do when they know somebody in the audience? They tear into them. Oh, he was
We were the stars of the show, and everybody was laughing, and I was horribly embarrassed, like face red. And I leaned over at one point, I said, how much did you tell him? And he was like, or I said, how long were you out there with him? He goes, I don't know, about 20 minutes. I'm like, what did you tell him? He's like, everything. Oh, Lord. And I mean, this was not safe for children. This was a very adult show.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. So that's that napkin to commemorate that day. What's that?
Maybe it wasn't a Snickers bar.
It was a Dove bar. So
that's
this
your airline ticket to New York.
The trip that I took to first meet him and took my sister to for her 18th birthday. This is you gave me this for the ride home. So this is my plane ticket from LaGuardia, and this is the wrapper to the candy bar that he gave me. Wow. Yeah.
So, do you remember what our favorite movie was?
We went United Airlines. If that makes you feel any better. What?
Do you remember what our favorite movie was when we were first together?
Oh my
Or
gosh.
series of movies?
No, not off the top of my head.
We haven't accord.
Pirates of the Caribbean, yes. Well, that was my favorite movie.
No, that was our favorite movie.
So this is a card of Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow. And this card looks like for a Valentine's Day. It says, I hope your Valentine's Day is R. Or is rated R. Just had to see my baby on Valentine's Day, which means he probably drove a really long way on time he didn't have to see me for about 5 minutes.
I think this is the rest of it.
This is. So, this says dork, nerd, dweeb, geek on the bag. And this was the bag in which he gave me my gifts in. Oh, look, I still have the sticker. It was a sticker for my car. And then I also have a little patch. And then in here is a card. And it says, Al was happy to provide the clerk with a second form of ID. And inside it says, hey, you just lost 20 bucks. When was the last time someone asked you for ID? Happy birthday, Jersey and Little Bean. Who is that?
Little Bear.
Little Bear.
That's Joey.
Yeah. So it's from you and Joey.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you didn't call me Kez back then. You called
No.
me Jersey.
I used to call him my Jersey boy. I still do sometimes. But yeah, I would call him Jersey.
So we have some interesting stuff here. We have receipts.
Yes, that's from the New York
Boston.
trip. Oh, Boston trip.
Legal Seafoods, Boston. And this was on August 11th of 2012.
Yeah. So this is where we ate when we were in Boston.
We have sightseeing, February 1st, 2007.
This is from New York. This is the bus tour that I took with my sister.
Empire State Building, 2000.
The receipt from the Empire
7.
State Building. This is back when it was cheap.
TGI Fridays on January 31st, 2007.
Oh, this is the very expensive lunch my sister and I had.
Statue of Liberty Museum store.
Yes. I had this hat and this t-shirt up until not too long ago and I got rid of it.
And the Ellis Island.
And the Ellis Island. This
Yeah.
is the souvenir half.
Oh yeah, so this is all of your New York stuff.
Yes, this is from my sister New York stuff. So
And this, if I'm not mistaken, is the original box that your necklace came in.
it is.
Along with, I'm not sure what the note
I
was.
do. So this is a hand-wrapped box that my necklace originally came in. He had taken it out of the box when he handed it to me in the bar. And then this is wrapped with wire.
I think you just slide it up.
Yeah, and it's a scroll, and it's blingy. And in here, it says, "Hello, it is my belief that you picked the exact spiritual lesson."
Please take some time to reflect upon it.
Every thought you have makes up some segment of the world you see. It is with your thoughts, then, that we must work if your perception of the world is to be changed. A Course in Miracles. Oh, compliments. Oh. This, when we were in St. Louis, we went to this fair or something, and I saw a tarot card reader. By the way, she was really spot on. And this came from her. And I saved it because it resonated with me.
And it's a very good quote.
And it is a very good quote, but you were with me, and it was our first thing
remember.
together.
I remember I'm sitting there in the tent going,
Because she had made a prediction about my love life or whatever, and turns out she was right.
Yeah. Now, this one I'm kind of struggling with my memory.
I don't remember what this was for, to tell you the truth, babe, but this was... Was this a wedding gift to us or something from somebody?
No. That must have been from back in the day. I think that's all for this bag.
So, I have no idea what this bag was
this one's
from.
something.
This had to have been a wedding gift from your mom or something. Yeah, I think this was a wedding gift or something from your mom. This had to be something. It's in there for a reason. It's special.
This was the little happy birthday light up thing.
It's a happy birthday pin thing. It's magnetic and it lights up. And it was from him, so I saved it.
This
Yes.
is our picture frame box.
That's what that was. My
Okay.
anniversary bag. So this is the box that the picture frame came in from Things Remembered. I saved it. And that was the bag it came in.
Now we're getting into the old stuff. The shoe box.
This is the original shoe
The original
box.
shoe box.
The Irish pub! This is the place we stayed in Atlantic City. This was their flyer or whatever, and it's got the menu and everything. Yes.
Let's see. What is
It's sugar. This is from the AT
That's the
trip.
store. That's the
This
store.
is the candy store that we went to in Atlantic City.
Fish and chips, $6.95.
Yes. This is a card to me from you, and it's got all hearts, and it's red, and it says, "I'm so glad I found you. If I had my life to live over again, next time I'd find you sooner so I could love you longer. Happy Valentine's Day." And it's glitter hearts, by the way, because I love things that glitter.
I don't ever glitter anything that's not glittery or sparkly.
So in here, this is to me, and again, Lucky is spelled just like my tattoo. And it's a handmade thing on purple because purple's my favorite color. It is a very nicely written letter. He took his time. And it says, "Good morning, sunshine."
Smile, for it was your smile that first attracted me and touched my heart. Even though I could not see it with my eyes from miles away, I could always feel it. Your smile became my addiction, and I fell in love with you, your free spirit. Finding you filled a void in my soul. You gave me happiness, a happiness I'd never known before. I will always be grateful for it. I know you were wild and free, but in my heart, you'll always be lucky to me.
Yeah, I love you. You're going to make me all cry on this video. There's a reason I did not wear makeup to shoot this.
I have to let our cat out.
Yeah. So I have to move on. This is a note to me, handwritten, like computer paper from him. It says, "Every night when I'm at work, I long to be right here with you, touching your legs or running my fingers through your hair." And
Yeah, we gotta keep the R-rated or the X-rated stuff off of video.
We will. And then the next one, this says, "I love you. I remember when my fingers touched your skin for the first time. It felt electric, like nothing I've ever felt before. I still feel that to this day when I touch you." And he probably stole this paper out of the printer at work.
I was poor.
This clock stands for our time together. Oh, he got me a clock. I forgot the clock downstairs. It's a clock.
Yeah, there's a mantle clock downstairs.
There is. "This clock stands for our time together. I've treasured every moment with you, good and bad. When I look at it, I see all we've done and achieved together." And then there's another one. "I don't have the words to tell you how sorry I am for my angry words. I want to take it all back and do it right. You mean the world."
This was when you got back from...
Yes.
Yes, this was when you got back from your Illinois trip in
Right.
2012.
"You are my love. I've given you my heart and my future. All that I am is yours." What receipts are these? Oh, Irish Pub, Taj Mahal.
This is your Nextel.
Oh, why is this in this box?
I don't know. It didn't
So
go
this
into-
was my first Nextel. Yeah, we gotta put that with the phones. Can you grab that and put that with the phones?
Yes.
Thanks.
Do
I've got a- yeah.
Do a little organizing while we're in here.
So here's another Boston receipt.
I think you got another Nextel in there somewhere.
Yeah, I might. This is a bag from you. I don't remember what came in this.
It was obviously around Christmas.
But it was around Christmas and it's very shiny.
I think that was probably handmade jewelry.
Probably. My It's Sugar bag that had all my M&Ms
Oh
in it.
yes, I got her all purple and lavender M&Ms.
Yes, and I saved the bag.
I got her an entire from our Atlantic City trip.
The Atlanta City outlets. I don't know why I saved that. Oh my God.
A gift. Oh, that was our. That was for me.
This was a gift
That was-
card. You gave me this gift card because it had this. You didn't have any cash, and you're like, "Here," and you made me take this.
Yeah. Back in the day, if a customer
Or if you stayed
Answer-
safe.
If a customer answered a survey question that your experience with them was excellent, they would give you like a $25 or a $50 gift card, and also the company was giving incentives for not getting injured on the job. So if
This
your-
was one he gave to me.
if your group didn't get injured on the job
I don't know
every 3
whose phone
months,
number that is.
I don't remember either. 732. That's somewhere.
Do you
in
remember
there.
these?
Oh yeah, we went to a carnival and we were shooting.
We went to a carnival and we shot.
I don't remember where. I think that was Wilkes-Barre, wasn't it? In the church parking lot.
No. This was this at Knoebels, maybe?
Might have been.
I don't remember. We were at a carnival somewhere and we were shooting. And I saved our shots.
She was a better shot than I was.
Oh my God. So this is an I'm sorry note. We don't need to read all those. There's a few of them. This is my aftercare instructions for the tattoo that I got right here. You guys, when I tell you I
was
saved...
Was it the tattoo? No, because
yeah.
I think that was the tattoo.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, this is signed. Okay, this is signed by Aaron. And you.
And me.
This is him saving it. This is the aftercare instructions for his tattoo that we went and got tattoos together. We went to Body Treasures in Alton. Laura did my Lucky in Love, and her apprentice at the time, Aaron, did his hand-drawn son.
Yeah, I did a hand-drawn son.
So this is Happy Valentine's Day card from Flowers for you.
Was that when you were... Yes.
Wilkes-Barre.
That is the first time I sent you flowers.
Second.
Was it the second?
First time you sent me flowers, I was in Alton. I still have a picture of it.
Is Wilkes-Barre.
Here's another flower card from the time you sent me flowers. Now, mind you, this is from McCarthy, and this is the one, and this is another one in Wilkes-Barre. So, eventually, he hand-painted me a zebra print mug and put handmade pins that look like flowers.
Mind you, I sent her flowers, but in reality, and she didn't tell me this right away, she hates getting stuff like that at work because she hates the attention that comes along with it. So eventually I stopped sending her flowers, and I took her I made her flowers that she could keep at her desk, so she didn't have to have like a person come in and hand her flowers.
And these are off of the flowers that he got me from the first time, I believe. This is from leftover from Valentine's Day. This was my Lindor chocolate truffle box. It's got bling on it. Wow. This is... oh. It's a note that he wishes he didn't have to go because it was so comfortable. A long time ago, we really didn't have a lot of time to spend with each other, so we always feel very fortunate that we are where we are, because there was a time where we didn't know if we were going to be able to be together. We didn't know if we should be together. It was...
You jumped over a lot of hurdles.
But there was also a lot of morality issues that we struggled with. We were always very, very cautious to be respectful of our other partners at the time. And if you've ever been in love with someone that you couldn't be with, you understand exactly what I'm telling you. It was a really, really, really long road. We really wanted to make it work with our spouses at the time. We had children with them. There was a long history. But in reality, I mean, we've been separated from them for a while now. I mean, in reality, we know now that we've all made the right decisions. But back then, we didn't know.
I was going to say, there was a very, very strong sense that our marriages had both been over for a long time. That we were just going through the motions.
Yeah. Another flowers card.
That's, yes, 100 North Boulevard, PA.
Okay, so... I got a bunch of receipts here. Let's see if we can figure them out.
That's a lotto ticket.
A lottery ticket. Why did we save this? Was this the first time I played the lottery?
I think it was the first time you played the lottery.
I think this is the first time we played the lottery together. This is from the Please Touch Museum.
Please Touch Museum.
We went there and took our kids there. This is the South Jersey Transportation Authority.
Trip to New York?
I think so. This is the Metro card. This is for the New York subway. And this is from our St. Louis trip when he rode the Metrolink for the first time.
We never actually filled this up with pictures, but...
Well, no, we're going to finish this box. You gave me truffles or something with... Dude, I kept this.
No, there was something in there.
Okay, jewelry or something?
Jewelry or something in there.
All right. My lighter that he gave me. Oh my God. It does not work.
It has not survived the years.
Tag from a bracelet. Bottle to a cap to a wine bottle. This is Kisco's Tavern. This was from his birthday party that I came to when I drove up here for a house hunting trip. I came for his birthday. This was a rock candy stick that I saved from something. And this broke, but it is a mug that he handmade for me at a location that closed. But I saved all the pieces because it's that special. It's a handmade pottery coffee mug, and it's purple, and it's got a 4-leaf clover on it that says Lucky, and it's mirroring my tattoo.
And that was like your favorite coffee cup for the longest time.
It was, and I'm the one that broke it. I dropped it, or Asher did, or something. I can't really remember off the top of my head now, but so there's so many different things in this really amazing box that we have kept for so many years. I'm so proud of us.
You gotta remember where you started.
We should go through this box a lot more often, though, clearly.
We gotta add to it a lot more.
We do. So let's talk
is
more.
A letter from you to me.
Oh my god, and it's in purple ink on white paper,
If
and
you can still read it, it's very faded.
Good morning. I wish I was waking up with you. I'm happy you were so nice to me. Thank you for changing my brakes. I will get a new rotor on Friday so it can be changed. It was nice to get along for a change. I really am working on things to just hard. Oh, that's just hard. And taking some time, I just need a break or a reward for the constant work and struggle my life currently is. I'll lose my sanity if I don't. I hope you have a great day. Love you. Lucky.
We have gone through a lot of hurdles.
If you really know me, you know I'm a high stress, high anxiety person, and when I blow off steam, which I have to do every once in a while, the longer I wait, the wilder I get. So when I blow off steam, it generally involves alcohol and a lot of shenanigans. Like he said in the previous letter, I am as wild. Well, I'm one of those wild women that you just don't tame if you really want to keep her. And he's a very understanding man, and it took me a while to let him into that part of my world, but eventually I let him see what I mean when I say I cannot be tamed. So he's very supportive of my need to blow off said steam in my high anxiety, high functioning life. So every now and then I lose it a little bit, and I drink too much, and I do some crazy shit.
But you're worth it.
I am always worth it.
You are worth all of the effort and everything.
This is from the first flowers.
These are from, so here we have saved and pressed the first flowers I sent to her,
Yes.
along with the letter and the note, and that was
from Kinzel Flower Shop.
Kinzel Flower Shop, and I sent that to her when she was working at the call center.
Yes.
And the inscription says, "Tag, you're it." This is back when we were playing games with each other,
Yes.
and it was always a game. Everything
Oh
was always
my
a game.
gosh.
So
This is our thing from our first drive-in in Pennsylvania at
Becky's Drive-In.
This was our first movie we went to together, Chronicles of Narnia.
Hang on, I don't think that was.
Yeah,
no,
Hannah
it was.
Hawken.
Yeah, because next we went to Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes, and there's our first movie ticket in Wilkes-Barre for Pirates of the Caribbean. That's the MetroLink card we took for St. Louis. There's the receipt from our bill from Catch a Rising Star. We gotta put all our receipts in here.
I don't think there's anything
Yeah.
else except for in the back.
In the back, oh, this is the glittery wrapping paper to another gift, and that he wrote. He did glue and glitter on my aluminum foil.
I think this was the one from your birthday with
Yeah.
the Cheshire Cat.
So we gotta put all the rest of the stuff in this book.
Yes,
we clearly slacked on this.
Yes, we did.
What else is in
That's
here?
it.
That's it.
That's it. We've
So-
gone through it all.
There's more stuff. It's just all distributed
Scattered
throughout the house. It's been incorporated into our everyday lives because...
There's stuff we like to see on a daily basis.
Yes. So, if you do not have a You and Me Forever box with your significant other,
You should have one.
I recommend you get one because you know what? It's nice every once in a while you make a couple of drinks, you spread it all out over your bed, you go through it and you start remembering good times, bad times, you laugh, you cry, you
And don't just save the good things, save everything,
Yes.
because sometimes you need to know why you got together in the first place and what struggles you have been through to make it through together.
Right. Right.
You know, one of my coworkers, he's going through some rough times, and I asked him, you know, he tells me that, you know, his wife doesn't like him anymore. And I asked him, I said, well, what attracted you to each other in the first place? And he says, oh, it was 25 years ago. I don't even remember.
You need to remember, and you know what?
It's important.
As you get older, you don't always keep the memories fresh in your mind. But for me, I have all of these mementos and things that I remember that night. I remember this. And sometimes once you see something, it can jog your memory, or he'll remember something that I don't, and then he'll tell me, I'm like, oh yeah, and then it comes back to me. And you know the quote where they say, you may not remember what somebody said, and you may not remember the exact thing that they did, but you'll always remember how they made you feel. That's what all of this does for me. I remember exactly how I felt. I remember how scared I was that I was going to lose this guy. I remember how much I missed him on the regular. Oh my God.
Long nights talking to each other
You
on the
guys-
phone until 5 o'clock in the morning.
We were apart, but in love with each other for a really long time, and I mean years, before anything happened and we decided that we should be together and we wanted to make it happen. We were so cautious to end one relationship before we began another, and we were really hell-bent we would never cheat, and you know, we would be truthful and honor the other person, and which we did. But there were moments where extreme discipline had to be exercised on the regular, and there were times where we just couldn't see each other because we were, you know, I would say things like, I can't do it. I can't see you and not touch you and not kiss you and not, I can't do that. So we just can't see each other. Talking on the phone was the one thing. We had a long distance relationship for a very long time, and we were best friends for a very long time. And that's probably one of the things that makes our relationship so strong and so good, is that we had that foundation. And honestly, to this day, he is my soulmate. He is my ride or die. He's my other half, if you want, whatever you view it as.
There is, I could probably count on one hand the amount of days that we have spent not talking to each other. We have spent every day talking to each other, being entwined in each other since the beginning of 2007.
There have been 4 days that we have not spoken.
Like I said,
Since October-ish of 2006. There have been 4 days where there's been no contact between us. That's it, 4. For what, 2006 to 2018. That's 12 years. We've had contact with each other every day for the last 12 years, except for 4 days.
Yeah, it's funny. And you know, nowadays sometimes we text each other more than we actually physically talk on the phone.
We do.
But just on this phone alone, and this is not an older phone. Oh God, it's so many, I can't even bring it up.
let's see.
There's probably hundreds of texts a day.
On this phone, I have other people where, you know, for instance, my daughter. I have sent my daughter on this phone a total of 528 texts. Over 20,000 since my last restart on this, or since my last.
I keep mine limited to 200 because I text so many people and message so many people. I don't keep anything, but I do lock certain messages to not have them deleted.
And mind you, I factory reset my phone quite often to keep it working properly. Over 20,000 since the last reset.
Yes. Crazy.
We talk to each other, and I just, you know what, I feel lost when you're not around.
Right.
I feel lost when you're gone, when we're not in contact.
We're crazy. I've got to
We are.
clean up all of this stuff. It's a crazy amount of things to. Yes, but yeah, this is the story of us. This is how we became a couple. This is I honestly.
This is a peek into our lives.
Yeah, like this is really not everything, but it is a lot of it. But I have to go back to this picture frame where it says February 2nd, 2007. We lived one of the best how did you meet stories ever. This is the honest to God truth. There's so much more involved than only what we've shared with you tonight. I mean,
And I don't know if you ever noticed, but I always get you the same square link chain.
yes, you do.
Every piece of jewelry I've gotten you.
But this is the last 12 years of our life in this box.
That's not even the recent stuff. That's
No, there's nothing recent in here. We kind of stopped adding to this box.
well, that's because we've done so much. Digital technology has aided
Yes.
us in that
So,
respect.
a lot of the pictures and photos and stuff, we're actually going to have to make a photo slideshow to end this video with. So,
I was gonna say I should get out those collages that
Yes.
I made. I got all artsy and made photo collages
He
of all our
did.
trips together and all our.
but I
time
mean, we
together.
should take some photos of just you and I out of all that stuff and put like a compilation together and play like a photo slideshow at the end of this.
I think we should.
We're going to do that.
We got some fun editing to do on video.
We do. This is going to be put on YouTube. It's not going to be a live video, but you guys are always welcome to share and comment on our video.
And you can share it on Facebook too. Go ahead.
It'll be open. You can share it. We're going to post it on Facebook ourselves. But we really just wanted to let you get to know us better. That we tell so many stories and we reference so many things all the time on our lives. We're, conversing with you guys.
And not very many people thought we would make it. Most of our
Yeah,
friends
they can't
told
see you,
us,
babe.
"Ugh,
Yes, that was another contributing factor too back in the day when we were first talking and thinking about getting together. There were a lot of people whispering in my ear and a lot of people whispering in his ear. Oh, forget about that person. It's never going to work. This and that. You guys are never going to make it happen. You live too far away.
Or it's a fling, have fun and
Everybody said it's just a fling. It's just because you're having problems in your current relationship. It's this, it's that. Well, guess what? It was not a fling.
No, not a fling.
Not a fling.
This was a full-on inferno.
And we did have doubts, but we both absolutely. I knew the way I loved him. This was it. I love him in a way that I've never loved anybody ever in my life before.
As you.
I have no control over this love. I really don't. When I tell you that, like, I was always a person, I could always turn off the emotions and drop and walk away, and whatever. This I can't quit.
We've gotten mad as hell at each other, and there's never been a point where we could end it.
Ever.
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 Because I just couldn't do it without you.
Nope.
I met you and I stuck to you like glue, and now if we pull apart, I would rip myself apart in the process.
We're going to be one of those old couples that die together or within hours of each other. That is really, yep. Because you guys remember I've moved 1,000 miles away from everything.